Hello, I'm Simon McCrum of McCrum Consulting. I'm still a solicitor. I spent many years, decades in private practice. I qualified in 1990 and had a career around various law firms as a fee earner, then as a team leader, then as a leader of teams that were outside of my legal expertise, and then on the management team, director of business development, marketing partner. And in 2007, I went in as equity partner, managing partner of a top 200 law firm in Oxford called Darby's. I've got a new career now. Since 2016, I sold that business to what is now Knight PLC. And I now work with law firms. And I work with them on a model I've developed, which I call the perfect legal business. I didn't run the perfect legal business, but I do now see how you can arrive at it. And that it basically involves 5 things I did very right and 5 things I did very wrong. I put them all together. And I've long harboured a desire to put this into a book. And long before the lockdown came, I was in self-imposed confinement writing this book, The Perfect Legal Business. But in front of my eyes, I saw something unfold, the COVID crisis, and I watched it, and it was like Groundhog Day for me. It brought back some really bad memories of 2007. As I say, I was the managing partner then of a law firm, and within weeks of me starting in that role, the credit crunch started. For those of you that were there at that time, you will remember it was horrific. It was horrific for everyone, but it was truly horrific for the legal profession, and we had to deal with it. And we cut our way through it a bit, but what we did was we grew our way out of it. In 2010, we had the best year in the history of the firm. 2013, we were the fastest growing law firm in the country. You can grow your way out of these things. So there I was, writing a book on how to become the perfect legal business, but I stopped. I parked that. I recall how I felt as managing partner in 2007. They didn't feel like there was anywhere to go. No one would really confide in you about what was happening in their business. Well, I wasn't confiding in anyone about mine, so why would they confide in me about theirs? No one would tell you the open truth, the full story. I resolved to do something about it and to stop writing and to start giving. I therefore started a scheme, which is what this video is particularly about, called my Law Firms in Lockdown surveys. Weekly to start with, and they started at the end of March. I wanted to collect 2 things. The surveys that I envisaged were based on head and heart. Head, give me some numbers. What are your numbers about? Lawyer numbers, chargeable hours, file openings. They'll tell you everything about the pain level that's coming. But also tell me about your heart. How are you feeling? What are you worried about? What's keeping you awake at night? And if you've read any of these surveys, which are on my website, you will see the honesty with which they were greeted and treated. The feedback I have got in response to them has been truly amazing. People are, frankly, just thank you, Simon, thank you for doing this. It's a map, it's a compass, it's security, it's reinforcement, it's validation, all those things. It's turned out to be great. They're not weekly anymore, they're now monthly. So what did they find? Well, the surveys found that there was an immediate dip in the 3 key inputs: lawyer numbers, chargeable hours, file openings. However, end of March, great month for many firms. End of April, still a great month for many firms. We are this far into the lockdown. We're now talking about coming out of it, deconfining, returning. Now that we're all this, law firms still think the real impact on their businesses of the COVID, of the lockdown, is still to come. Whatever happens now, the problem is the pipeline has got a gap in it, and that gap is moving its way towards the month end. It might be the May month end or the June month end, but the general feeling we're getting is from law firms is that they fear whatever happens, the worst. There's already a time bomb in the system, and it's working its way through. We'll just have to see. The next survey is going to be at the end of May, and it'll be very telling indeed. So what should law firms be doing now? You can't get away from the basics. I'm so passionate about this. I got some of the basics right, but crikey, did I get some of them wrong. And I'm now evangelical about helping law firms not miss the basics. So here's some of them. Have a differentiator. Why should clients come to you? Why should they come to you and pay you more than they should pay a competitor? If you haven't got a differentiator, you can engineer these. You really can. Then engage with clients properly. That includes a kind of exacting engagement, not an easy engagement. You're going to pay us a dear price in cash quickly for a limited amount of work. If there's any more work, it'll be extra fees. Spell this out. Then keep the case. Deliver an amazing service. Keep the case. Don't be disinstructed. Then make maximum money on every case. Utilization and realization. Don't worry about billing, just focus on utilization and realization. The inputs, not the output. Then get paid quickly. Debtors' books are just incredible. People who aren't in the law can't believe the debts that law firms carry. And then don't focus on getting a new client. Focus on getting more work out of your existing clients. So these are the things we did do. We became the fastest growing law firm on the back of it. Focus on getting to matter 7, not a new matter 1 for another client who wants it done cheaply. 007, it's a license to bill.